This is JordanTower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribing. Let's get right into the news. Introducing Blanca La Fina, a dope artist. Go check out her new video, Private Dancer, below. Blanca La Fina, all links below. And let's get right into the news. All right, so Jim Jones and 50 Cent are going through it. All right. 50 Cent says these guys are squatters. They owe $250K. We talked about this last night. The space they're filming in, these bums can't even pay it off. They're trying to win Best Dressed Award and can't even pay their bills. All right. Then he proceeds to show Jim Jones really desperate for to be a part of things. You know, he's at a Gervonta fight, shows himself there. It's not really casual about anything. When he went to the Rock Nation brunch, he turned into a slight groupie, okay? He was happy to be finally accepted by Jay-Z, okay? Which can be understandable. Maybe he looked up to Jay-Z his whole life and was upset that they were going through it with Jay-Z when they were on Rockefeller and, you know, there was friction. I don't know. Anyways, they chose to, you know, criticize 50 Cent's documentary and say he's petty and it's just not right and da-da-da-da-da, and really criticize him. Now, one person that shouldn't have said anything is Maino, all right? Maino, you know, shows Jim Jones losing his home for, you know, him and Chrissy went through some tough times, all right? That can happen to a lot of people. But, you know, to talk big-ish and then you have a lot, you know, I don't know. It is what it is. All right. So Maino puts this up. 50 Cent in a wig, right? And he says, "Meet Killer Curly, ladies and gentlemen. He helped me get my record deal before, so I'ma always be grateful. So it's gonna hurt me to drag him. F is his problem. What has your G unit, G string, and a bunch guy? Is it BITCH or the diabetes?" But let's rap about it. Now, there's a lot to work with Maino, okay? First and foremost, we talk about the Chaino incident where he took Troy Ave's chain and kept it for 7 years, right? We could talk about all the people he's turned his back on, and we could talk about all the people he's betrayed. The questionable jail bids he did and what he did to try to get out of them. There's a lot to work with Maino, okay, that people don't really talk about often because Maino's not really a factor, okay? But if Maino keeps, this is the wrong person to stir things up with because 50 knows all Maino's issues. Maino had a lot of incidences during the DVD days, okay, that weren't publicized. He thinks he's unscathed, and he thinks he's a boogeyman in New York when he never was, okay? Some people, listen, if you walk around and you talk about people and you're not on point, it's possible, you know, that something back happened. Little C's, he two-pieced him in Vinny's in Brooklyn, right? That happened. So Akademiks says, Maino, better rush to your car to make this video. Now, people hate Akademiks, all right? I don't know why, but they do. I don't know why people hate Akademiks so much. Listen, I saw Will Mills. He's a very funny comedian, right? I think he's funny. He's funny online, right? But he hates Akademiks. He made a video about him this morning. Yo, he's a cornball, da-da-da. He's a culture vulture, da-da. I wouldn't say that. Like, it's traditional media keeping people in check, okay? And media used to keep people in check. Nowadays, it just, you know, most media gets down on its knees and is ready to, you know, take that Gawk 3000 to please every artist so that they can have them on their platform, right? It's refreshing when somebody's willing to criticize people, in my opinion. And you know what? People need to be held accountable. That's what 50 Cent does. He holds all these street dudes accountable. He went up against Supreme, Jimmy Henchman. These guys are bona fide killers, bro. And he went up against them and held them accountable, you know? And holding people accountable comes with a price sometimes, okay? You get called out. People step to you. It is what it is. I don't know what, like, I guess it's popular to hate on people. You got to see, but listen, I don't agree with everything that Akademiks does, and everybody doesn't agree with everything I do, right? But it's important to hold people, tell the truth. Some people look at it as hate that I do. Like, oh, you're a hater. Just telling you the truth, man. Like, hey, man, I'm not around here acting like I'm some multi-millionaire pretending to fly in jets and stuff. And, if it doesn't add up, it doesn't add up. And you guys know what I'm talking about. A lot of these rappers be jumping on jets pretending that they're super, duper wealthy, when really they're getting flown out by a prince or something. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, like Meek Mill, right? He jumps on jets all the time. He just went to Dubai. You don't think a prince in Dubai flew him out or something? He doesn't have to be a prince. Somebody with a lot of money, okay? A lot of people have extra money out in Dubai, okay? They do this or that, and they make a lot of money, okay? They fly. That's part of his rider. So they're going to film all that. They're going to make it look good. A lot of rappers know how to make things look good. It's just what they show you on Instagram, I'm sorry to just pick on Meek Mill. Like 50 Cent, he'll fly private and he'll fly commercial. He'll do both. If it's for business, he can expense it. It's about being smart. Is 50 Cent perfect? No, he's not. He has a lot of issues with himself. Now, like, look at this. I'll show you this. You could say, oh, can't people make up? I'm telling you, J.R. Ryder, Hell Rell, and Jim Jones hated each other for years. But now they're all kind of at the same level. They're all at the same level. Like Jim Jones, they all don't have the strongest relationship with Cameron. And when people have issues with somebody, everyone the Duke the God and Cameron are still fine. But he's pushing this J.R. Ryder Hell Rell project. They're teaming up to do a project. There's a lot of things I could say here that I'm not, because I'm still okay with Hell Rell and J.R. Ryder and everybody. And, it's like, I'm not going to, like, tell all their business, but, like, there's a reason why this is happening, okay? But what's going to come out of it is they're going to challenge each other in studio, and they're going to make good music, okay? So it's not bad. Now, Jim Jones is, oh, let's get you guys on my podcast, right? Because he needs people on his podcast. But in the reality, these guys hate each other, okay? I'm telling you. They didn't make up. There's nothing to make up. There's too much. Like, Jim Jones is a straight up hater, bro. He did not want to put any of these guys in better positions it was only beneficial to him to jump on their records at one point until it wasn't. Tell me the unity you see between this. Cameron really didn't have to jump on people's records, and he did, okay? Cameron made a lot of people money. J.R. Ryder, Hell Rell, all these people, they all were given opportunities by Cameron, okay? Now, Jim Jones was very important in Dipset, so I'm not going to take that from him, but it's funny to see people clicking up that, these guys, I'm telling you, hate each other. But, when people have common enemies, they link up. And Maino just needs to stop rapping, bro. Like, bro, you got two off, bro. All them tracks, you got two off. Take the win and bow out, man. Everybody knows when to bow out. I knew when to bow out in music videos. Maino made these little memes of Akademiks. Okay, it's funny. He calls them relish. You think that's funny? Okay. 50 Cent then highlights people will just let Diddy do anything. He shows French Montana and Fabulous getting sung happy birthday by Diddy. Yo, people will protect Diddy. Yo, Diddy was like Jim Jones' hero, bro. And he's sad to see Jimmy's sad to see Diddy locked up. And he'll defend him at all costs. I'm telling you, Diddy was Jim Jones' hero. It's a fact. And all the people hating on 50 Cent for this Diddy doc, he says, you guys all have Curtis derangement syndrome. Look at this. Anyways, moving on. Okay, so we got Joseline. And she is starting her own network. Now, Zeus, she said she built Zeus. She did not build Zeus. A bunch of really rich guys came together with Lamel Plummer. He put in some money himself. They were all producers. And some were VC firms, okay? And they put a lot of money up. When you put a lot of money up, you have a lot of capital to make good content. And they made content with Joseline Hernandez. Now, she is trying... Now, I guess Zeus didn't agree to all her new terms, right? Right? She feels like she's owed something. So, she says, I'm going to make my own network, Way HTV. And I'm sure she found someone to put up some money, but she's going to quickly realize that you just can't make a network. When you make a network, it's not always good to be the talent and the network. And that's what Ray J kind of realized with Tronics, right? You need a lot of programming to start a network. I've attempted to do this before a long time ago with Clue. Okay, we're going to do Clue TV. There's a lot of... This is before Revolt TV. It was... Revolt TV took what Clue TV was offered, right? And it was... And Revolt TV makes no money. Nothing. They're lucky if they break even, okay? A lot of capital is poured in. It's not easy to just shut down. Just like, say you open a pizzeria tomorrow. Okay, it's kind of similar to this. You sign a 5-year lease, right? You could just shut down, but you still owe that 5 years on that lease, right? So, like, with TV, you don't just shut down and it's all good. Like, you have this airspace for a while, you know? So it doesn't just like, okay, guys, I'm going to give it back to you. No, it doesn't work like that. Like, these certain networks... Oh, not even network. Cable providers, right? Gave you space. And you better use it. So sometimes it's better just to stay in business and just deal with the losses. However you may deal with them. I always wondered why Diddy didn't start his network online, though. I always said, like, why didn't he just start it online? Like, I'm glad I didn't. I had a pitch for him one time. I'm glad I never... Now seeing everything fold out the way it did. I never really wanted to work with Diddy, but on the Revolt thing, I was like, oh, this is an opportunity. But really, if you got too close to Diddy, you might have ended up at a party and drugged. So I'm glad I didn't do that. Tekashi, Jack Doherty's trying to copy what Logan Paul is doing and try like a podcast. Everyone's doing a podcast now, all right? And they interviewed Tekashi on here, and he talks about, he's going to jail for beating somebody up in a mall because somebody called him a snitch, and they were going to do something to him, so they beat him up. And that is why he's going. And the guy ended up telling on him, so that's why he's going to jail, which is funny. To call someone a rat, get beat up, and then rat on them is funny. But also, then, what do you talk about? The people that robbed his house were white kids in his neighborhood? I guess so. This guy, Justin LeBoy. You guys are going to call me a hater for this, but it's okay. So he has this podcast. Not that many people watch the podcast. You know, it's not like a consistent podcast. He's dating Coyle right now. This is her rebound from Trippie Redd. She got a guy that's kind of, you know, Fruity Pebbles, you know, okay? And, you know, it's safe for her. And, you know, she can have her fun right now. So he's willing to spend some money on her. Bro, I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, just because he's friends with Kanye doesn't mean he's super duper wealthy, you know? I don't know if he comes from money or what, but, like... Please tell me where he has so much extra money that he's renting private jets for dates. Please. There's so many other people that are doing way more than him that don't have extra money for jets, okay? Even who we spoke about earlier, Will Mills, is way more popping than him. And he lives a comfortable life. But I don't think he has private jet money to flush down the toilet. I'm sure he could. Most of us could rent a private jet maybe once or twice. maybe a couple times, maybe 10 times, right? But you got to have a lot of extra capital to do that, right? A private jet. Now, he just went to the Bahamas, so it's an hour, but you have a 2-hour minimum. And then you have to come back, and then you rented a boat. So let's say this was a $30,000 to $40,000 date, okay? To impress Coi Leray. Bro. What's going on here? Is somebody trying to fund him to make him the next like celebrity of some sort so they can, and they have him in like a 360 deal where they make part of his profits? Because like there's sometimes it's smoke and mirrors. I'm just letting you guys know. You can call me a hater all you want. I'm just telling you how it is, okay? There's usually a lot more behind what you see, okay? And, you know, usually there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, you know? Like, look, you guys won't like this analogy, but when Jay-Z first came out, a lot of the stuff that made him look like he had so much money was Biggs. In the beginning, I'm talking early Jay-Z. You know, of course, Jay-Z has his own money now. But I'm saying in the beginning, you know, you saw him with Range Rovers. And yeah, you could say, oh, you got it from the street money. That sounds good. You need an explanation to back everything up. But I'm just telling you, okay? Dame Dash, mostly Biggs, had the money, okay? And they were funding Jay-Z's project. And it all worked out. Okay, I'm just saying. So sometimes it's smoke and mirrors until it's reality. Took her on a little fishing date. Okay, Jade and Alexis literally crashes out with her G-Wagon. Who knows what went on there, but she crashed into like 5 cars. Waka Flocka has a full-blown stalker, man. There's this girl saying, I don't know, you see my last post, so I'm sending this. I created this website last year so people could stop abbreviating our name and adding to sites. I figured I'd put it up. There is no registry and everything is editable. Thought it would be kind of cute to have our story, our agreements, and something digital anyways here. And then it's like, I'm literally your wife. Like what? So Waka Flocka was like, please help. I have a stalker situation. I saw her. I'm not going to put her out on blast. I saw her Instagram. It's a little scary, man. I'm going to be honest with you. If I was Waka Flocka, I'd be terrified. I'd be terrified, bro. I'd be terrified, bro. Anyways, all right. So we'll see what happens with Jim Jones and 50 Cent. Of course, 50 Cent's going to bring up that Jim Jones is potentially, allegedly, an informant. And, you know, that would leave Maino and all them questionable doing a podcast with him because they're all very street, right? Anyways, they pick and choose, as they always say. Pick and choose. Anyways, this is JordanTower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and tell me what you think in the comments. Peace.
Introducing Blanca La Fina, a dope artist. Go check out her new video, Private Dancer, below. Blanca La Fina, all links below.